Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember so you'd have to. Nah, just kidding. It's Johnny 2B here and say hi, Catherine. Say hello. Yeah. So anyway, so we're doing the next Star Trek movie, Star Trek 2009, starring Zachei, Quinto, and Chris Pine as William Shatner's or Captain Kirk. And anyway, we're kind of resuming our Star Trek series here, and this is an okay one. Obviously, it's an alternate universe, alternate timeline, because they're trying to merge the old timeline with their new one with the original. Leonard Nimoy plays the original Spock in there. He's trying to merge it, but of course you don't know what the time. You don't know the time travel until later on in the film. But it's a different timeline. It's Kurtzman Trek. Obviously, the Star Trek fans don't like this as much. But this is Star Trek 2009, and they're trying to reboot the original series. I think Zachei Quinto might be doing the fourth one, but anyway, he might be directing the fourth one. But anyway, this is an okay series in my opinion, and we're gonna go. I'll tell you why. So anyway, so the movie starts out with a mining ship, but you don't know it's a mining ship, but it's coming out of a portal, guns ablazes, and it's summoning a starship to come and investigate the anomaly, and they think it's Klingon, they don't know what it is, and this kind of forces George Kirk, Captain Kirk's father, James Kirk's father, to come out, and him and his wife is pregnant, and she's expecting to give birth to James Kirk and stuff, to come out early. And of course, this is a one warp drive starship. Of course, this kind of changes the timeline. It's an alternate timeline, alternate universe altogether. But again, it's coming out guns and blazes. It kind of wonders why, if it is a time travel, since it is a time travel, why is it coming out to the anomaly guns ablazes? And they're just shooting, guns ablazes at this starship. Is just it's like if they want to know, if they want answers, why are they shooting at them? If they know, that's the thing. If these people know, if the Romulans know that they time traveled, why are they shooting at this starship, guns ablazes? There's no reason to do that. If they just want answers, then they shouldn't be shooting and just trying to destroy them because they don't have answers. You agree? They don't have answers, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you that part.
Weapons offline, main power 38%. They're firing it on all popping forward shield. Civilization has been lost. Our shields even up. 11% are dropping, 10%. Shields at 9 were dropped. All remaining power forward shields. Prepare service for evacuation.
Hello. My commander requests the presence of your captain in order to negotiate a ceasefire. You will come aboard our ship via shuttlecraft. Your refusal would be unwise.
Of course, if there's simple, I get it. He's trying to do revenge over the destruction, and I know he's trying to torture Leonard Nimoy's Spock, the original Spock. I get it. He's trying to do it, but I don't understand. The thing I don't understand, it makes no sense to me. Why kill the captain? And of course, the captain makes George Kirk captain of this starship. He gives him command. Meanwhile, his wife is going into labor, and apparently they didn't want to know, and they found it's a boy, and but I don't. She's like, do you know the location of have you seen the starship? Have you seen the spaceship before? Do you know the location of Ambassador Spock? Because obviously Spock made it, and it's like he doesn't know anything. It's like it makes no sense to me. Why kill this guy? Why destroy these people when within themselves are trying to seek answers? I get it. They have a mission where they want to destroy the Federation and everything, but they have no reason to. If they're trying to get their answer, they shouldn't be killing. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Why kill this guy? And so like I said, I can't see him or seen. It's obviously they kill the captain, and or the vice or the first officer kills the or Nero kills the captain. He's the Romulan, and of course James Kirk is being born because you want to name him Tiberius. Like, no, that's an awful. They'll make that a middle name, make him James. And I kind of teared up because, here George Kirk rams his starship into that mining ship, and we witness that, and it's very tearful. And we see the birth of James T. Kirk, and of course James T. Kirk was supposed to be born in Iowa, not in outer space. I teared up originally, and I'm trying not to be emotional here. And so then of course we jump to Iowa, where James Kirk is from, and it's very sad here. And he's about how would you say he is 8, 10 years? How old would you say? How old would you say he is in this? As a boy, how old would you say he is? How old? Catherine? How old would you say he is, the kid?
Oh, I'm not sure.
What, 8 to 10 years old, and he's speeding an old Corvette or old sports car. I think it's a Corvette, and of course he drives it in a quarry over a cliff. Meanwhile, Spock, remember the timeline's been changed, is being tormented because he's half human, and of course his Vulcan thing. Of course Spock is top of his class. And he's accepted at the Vulcan space, but Spock kind of gives him the finger. Again, the timeline's been changing. He designs the Kobayashi Maru test and whatnot, and I guess they're trying to show that James Kirk was rebellious and whatnot, and and of course again the timeline's been totally changed up because of the change of events, and of course meanwhile there's a deleted scene that you don't see frame for frame. A deleted scene of apparently the Klingons capture him, put him in a Kronos for 25 years, which is good to give him time to wait for a Leonard Nimoy Spock. But anyway, we're trying to get the characters set up here of Kirk and Spock and whatnot. I can't do scene for scene. This is owned by Paramount. This is Kurtzman Trek. I guess the Star Trek fans don't like this as much. I mean, it's an okay Star Trek. I mean, overall it's okay. And I'll tell you, I mean, of course you have the spinning around effect of the cameras and stuff, and of course you have the CGI, which is okay. And of course we jump ahead to, I don't know, age 25, age 27, college years. And I think that's the sad part, because in the original timeline, James Kirk was not just accepted, his father saw him go to the Starfleet Academy, and he accepts him and whatnot. And of course, Captain Christopher Pike. That's the thing, is Captain April is the first commander. That's the thing, the Enterprise was built earlier, but here it's being built later because of the change of timeline, and it's more of a fighting force than a peacekeeping force. It's more, instead of explorers, strange new worlds, it was more like a peacekeeping force instead. And of course they have a scene. Like I say, they're trying to set up the characters. William Shatner's Captain. Chris Pine does a very good job of portraying that he's a fighter and he doesn't like to lose. And Kobayashi Maru, now they do a lot of references to the TV show, like the Apple, and they do a lot of, and they reference, different episodes of Star Trek, and Wrath of Khan. They have different references left and right, and so this thing is cluttered with Easter eggs, and of course, like I said, Spock kind of gives Vulcan science a he joins Starfleet. That's the thing, because it was the reverse, because his father didn't want him to join anyways, and so it's kind of change of events and whatnot. And Pike dares him to join Starfleet. I'll do it in 3 years instead of 4. And he's trying to pick up Uhura. And apparently Spock has a love affair with Uhura, and she's in Telmus for Nakoda Uhura and whatnot. And she studies foreign languages and stuff. And they introduce Dr. McCoy, Leonard McCoy, and how he talks about space is disease, and they kind of set up Dr. McCoy's character and whatnot. And of course I see I can't see they're showing out the building of the Enterprise, which was built actually in San Francisco, and they're trying to set up their characters. And of course, they lead into how he cheats the Kobayashi Maru, which he got awarded originally for decorative character. But I'm going to show you the setup of him meeting, about Starfleet and whatnot.
Captain Nero, you've been requested on the brief, sir. The yell says it's time.
Sir, you've arrived at the coordinates you calculated.
There's nothing here.
What are your orders?
We wait. We wait for the one who allowed our home to be destroyed. As we've been doing for 20 years.
I mentioned that Nero wants to make Leonard Nimoy Spock suffer. Obviously that he's coming through that portal to make him watch. They sent him to Delta Vega to have him watch the destruction of Vulcan because he steals the red matter. Of course, you don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. And meanwhile, they're trying to bring the William Shatner that he could sleep with anyone. And they made a mistake, though. That and of course it's in San Francisco. They made a mistake that Orions were actually slave women, and they made a mistake with that. That was a major mistake. And obviously they have cars. I'm like I said, I can't show you scene for scene, but they do have cars in the future, in the 23rd century. I just saw like I said, I can't show you that scene for scene, but they do have land vehicles, it looks like. And of course O'Hara intercepts the transmission, and he's like, "You're gonna fail." That's the thing. The whole thing, the point of the Kobayashi Maru, he's supposed to fail. And like I said, they're referencing Naked Time and everything. All these references are just slithered in left and right, and it's very kind of comical, and how he cheats the thing. Anything you have to add?
No.
No? Okay. Do you like this scene where he cheats the computer simulation?
I don't remember it.
It's kind of funny, though. It's kind of funny, but anyway, so he's cheating the simulation. But that's the thing. In the original history, he got combination here, and he's being challenged for it. But this is pretty funny because he doesn't, because Kirk does not believe in a no-win scenario.
Captain.
2 Klingon vessels have entered the neutral zone and are locking weapons on us.
That's okay?
That's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Did he say don't worry about it? Is he not taking the simulation seriously?
3 more Klingon warbirds decloaking and targeting our ship.
I don't suppose this is a problem either.
They're firing, Captain.
Alert medical beta prepared to receive all crew members from the damaged ship.
And how do you expect us to rescue them when we're surrounded by Klingons, Captain?
Alert medical.
Our ship is being hit. Shields at 60%.
I understand.
Should we fire back?
No.
Of course not. Push up to C.
was a direct, of course I didn't record that, but that was a direct reference to Wrath of Khan, where he says, I don't like to lose, but he ate the apple from Wrath of Khan, because Kirk does not like Captain Kirk does not like to lose. And that was a reference to Wrath of Khan, how he didn't like to lose because he's never faced death before. Now in this, they have a court-martial going on, saying you cheated, but you got in the original you got a credit to combinate, for original thinking. Now here he faces Spock, Zachei Quinto, and of course. But then they get a distress call that Vulcan is under attack by a strange mining ship, and they don't know what it's doing. And of course, they were not going to assign Captain Kirk James Kirk, because he's only a cadet here, to a starship. And of course, Dr. McCoy injects him with like some sort of simulated effects of some sort of disease, and of course it went kind of goofy. And of course, now trivia, like I said, I can't show scene for scene. They beam into the Budweiser facility plant, which is Los Angeles, and the Bud Light facility, which is the engine rooms of the Enterprise. And of course they have Sulu and Chekhov, and it's all fun. They're trying to get the characters and stuff. And that's the thing, is Pike was commanding for 10 years at least, and that was the thing. And of course, Strange New Worlds came after. This is 2009 when this came out, and of course, they have to rescue. They not just destroy them, or not destroy, but they have to disable the mining ship from. But they still destroy the planet Vulcan. They have to. They have to rescue Spock's father, who's the ambassador, and some key people that are key to planet Vulcan, and of course planet Vulcan gets destroyed. I also forget to mention that besides Zachei Quinto as Spock, he's also emotionally compromised because of the timeline's different. Also, they make Chekhov 17 here for some reason. I guess they make him a mathematical genius. But I just disagree with how they had Pike. Of course, because Kirk was snuck aboard with Dr. McCoy's help, he kind of promotes him to first officer, which Spock disagrees with, and they're kind of starting off on a really bad, with a court-martial, and he's kind of on a really bad situation. And then so meanwhile, Spock saves them. Meanwhile, the planet Vulcan does get destroyed, but of course he's all emotionally compromised, and of course they had an homage to the red shirt business. And to stop the miners and whatnot, and of course you have a little cameo of R2-D2. I think because Disney, I think they had a help. Disney had a help in some of it. I think what do you call it? Bad Robot might be part of Disney. I think that's why R2-D2 floating around in the rummage and stuff. But obviously they have to kill the red shirt to have a homage to that and whatnot. But anyway, they of course they have they give Sulu his fencing thing, because in what was it, Naked Time, when he was drunk, apparently he did fencing, so Dad was Pike was captured. He was asked to be brought aboard because obviously the Enterprise is a famous ship. He was brought aboard, and they have him as a captive. And of course, Kirk and Spock were totally against this, and you kind of have the formation of original series crew. I don't know, how do you think they compare to the original series crew? You know, Shatner versus Chris Pine, and you like their acting?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think they're okay. I mean, they kind of got their characters down.
So what kind of comedy training do you have?
Fancy.
Free jump. Gentlemen, we're approaching the drop zone.
I didn't like how they used too much military babble in that. I thought that's like not, that's one thing I didn't like about that. It was too much military babble going on. I mean, I get they're trying to make it more realistic, but it kind of defeats the Star Trek part of it. That's just my thoughts on that.
Approaching the platform at 5,800 meters.
Kirk Enterprise. Distance to target 5,000 meters.
4,600 meters from the platform. Nearest the target.
4,000 meters.
3,000 meters.
3,000 meters. 2,000 meters.
Pull and shoot.
So, anyway, so as you know, they destroy the planet with the red matter, and you know, and of course Vulcan gets destroyed. Meanwhile, again, alternate timeline, they're kind of like enemies. Spock and Kirk, they're not really good friends here, and they, you know, he kind of gets angry with him. He kind of emotionally compromises him, and he kind of tackles Kirk because he says we have to get back to the fleet and save everybody, and he, you know, he's kind of like no, and that's because he was made first officer and whatnot, and you know, it's kind of like you know, and of course, you know, he beamed him. He said, get him off this ship," and he kind of what do you call it? It's kind of like maroon him, you know, until the authorities come. And of course, Mr. Scott happens to be on the planet too, you know, but obviously the whole timeline's been changed about. So
That's genocide. In my time, where I come from, this is a simple mining vessel. I chose a life of honest labor. Provide for myself and the wife who was expecting my child. I was off planet, doing my job while your Federation did nothing, and allowed my people to burn while their planet broke in half. And Spock, he didn't help us. He betrayed us.
You're confused. Listen, Romulus hasn't been destroyed. It's out there right now. You're blaming the Federation for something that hasn't happened.
It has happened! I watched it happen! I saw it happen! Don't tell me it didn't happen! And when I lost her, I promised.
forgot to mention that he used those slugs from Wrath of Khan. I guess they had the more references and stuff. I forgot to mention that, and then, but that's the thing is this timeline. I don't understand the bad guy's motive. I don't get this Roman's motive at all. And of course, then he bumps into Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, the original Mr. Spock, and he mind melds with him, telling him that he was born in Iowa, and his father survived to see him as captain of the Enterprise, and told him the backstory of that he was trying to help the Romulans because apparently the Romulus star went nova, and apparently it backfired and it not just blew up the planet, but this Nero is trying to take his vengeance. That it just makes no confusion on how this guy is the bad guy and whatnot. So, and of course Mr. Scott, who beamed up Admiral Archer from the Starship Enterprise TV show Beagle and whatnot, and he got marooned there too. And they beamed back to the Enterprise to, so they could have a Star Trek thing go on.
Look, I don't know you. I am Spock. Bullshit.
It is remarkably pleasing to see you again, old friend. Especially after the events of today.
Good me. Emotional transference is an effect of a mind network.
So you do feel,
Yes,
going back in time, you changed all our lives.
Jim. We must go. There is a Starfleet outpost not far from here.
Wait. Where you came from, did I know my father?
Yes. You often spoke of him as being your inspiration for joining Starfleet. He proudly lived to see you become captain of the Enterprise.
Captain.
The ship we must return you to as soon as possible.
They're trying to set up the two timelines his father saw him become captain of the Enterprise instead of destroyed, and this alternate timeline factor. And of course, like I said, he gets emotionally compromised. This Zachei Quinto Spock. I apologize if I teared up, get a little emotional there. But anyway, Captain Kirk Christopher is acting captain of the Enterprise, and they have a plan to save not just Earth, but also to save Captain Pike. And of course he had to withhold information from him. And of course they bring Scotty back. Again, this is the Budweiser plan. I don't know what this other alien character is. I don't know. That's kind of an added minor character that really shouldn't be in there. So, but yeah, and of course, they have this, actual Star Trek plan to save, not just save the planet, but to save Pike and everything. That is Budweiser, by the way. It's the engine room of the Enterprise. It's Budweiser.
Scott, can you hear me?
Those are actually the water tanks to make beer, by the way.
Hold on a second.
Those are actually the water tanks to ferment the beer. That's actually the water for the beer and stuff, and they're just disguising that for the movie to be the engine room of the Enterprise for the coolant tanks for the reactors. Interesting factoid on that. Anyway, so we go on the plan. They they finally become friends. They actually have a plan, not just go behind one of Saturn's moon Titan to stop. And of course, this giant mining, that would scare everybody. I think that would scare you too, right? If a giant thing came into San Francisco Bay, right? Yeah, that would probably scare you. If that came into San, all of a sudden just trying to mine into the earth like that would scare everybody. But anyway, they actually have a plan this time, and of course, to save everybody. and of course they succeed in the plan. And of course, they won final battle with the Enterprise, and of course the Enterprise fires everything. And of course now we have Mr. Scott aboard, and Mr. Scott is able to eject the core and whatnot. And like I said, I cannot shoot scene for scene, and it's owned by Paramount. I'm using this for educational purposes. This is a movie review. This is educational purposes. Just wanted to put that out there. And of course, gets promoted to captain of the Enterprise and stuff.
Order men to disable the drill around.
Of course, you're going to do a Captain Kirk fight, because that's what Shatner was known for. At least they're trying to show a Captain Kirk fight, and he hasn't beaten up and whatnot. He loses, and then he starts winning at the end. And like I said, they have all weapons trained, and of course they had to fire upon that, and it's like either help us or die type of situation. They disable the mining ship and disable the ship, and of course the red matter kind of destroys them. Of course, they had to save the ship, and in order that Scotty on board has to eject the core and whatnot. And like I said, I can't shoot for scene, but then of course that gets they get that all squared away, and of course Pike is damaged and injured. They're trying to replicate him being in a wheelchair, I guess, and I guess they do that, so.
Nice timing, Scotty. I've never been 3 people from 2 targets onto 1 pad before. That was pretty good.
Captain, the enemy ship is losing power. Their shields are down, sir.
Tell them now.
Aye.
Which we are willing to provide.
Captain, what are you doing? You show them compassion. Maybe the only way to replace with Romulus is logic spark. Now you'd like that? No, not really. Not this time.
And of course, he gets promoted to captain, actual captain of the Enterprise. Kind of in a indirect way, but that's how cookie crumbles with that one. This is obviously totally different timeline, totally different universe. It's the Kurtzman universe, I guess. Again, I don't like all this shifting of that, but otherwise, happy ending. Obviously, Nimoy says, "Oh yeah, I could be 2 places at once," and of course, they start their 5-year mission, or I guess start their the actual explore strange new worlds and new civilizations.
By Starfleet Order 28455, you are hereby directed to report to Admiral Pike, USS Enterprise, for duty. That's his relief.
relieve you, sir.
I am relieved.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Captain. Your father will be proud.
Thrusters on full.
Maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines at your command, sir.
Weapon systems and shields on standby.
Dock control boards ready, Captain.
Bones. Buckle up.
Scotty, how we doing? Dilithium chambers at maximum, Captain. Get down!
Shoot. Prepare to engage thrusters. Permission to come aboard, Captain. Permission granted.
The joyous ending of Star Trek 2009. And that is Star Trek 2009. And like I said, it's an okay movie. You know, obviously the happy ending, they do the monologue there. And obviously there's a different timeline of a different universe. And it gives us the happy Star Trek theme that we like, you know, the happy theme of the future of the 23rd century. Any final thoughts? No final thoughts. Okay. This is Johnny 2B and Catherine signing off. Another movie review. The next one will be the kind of like a Wrath of Khan one. So this is Johnny 2B signing off.